Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's Ros here. It's our daily Lenormand cards spread reading live stream. And I'm here in overcast and cool Port Elliot, South Australia. And it is 8:03 a.m. on, what are we, Friday the 25th of March. So it's lovely to be here for our usual regular live stream. Good morning, Sarah. Lovely to have you here. I'm going to switch over to the cards. I didn't let the full timer go through because there's not much point if I'm here and ready to go. And there weren't any birds in the bird bath again. So tune into your psychic senses. Just a reminder that this is a general card spread reading. So you need to actually connect in with your spiritual guidance so that you're getting a better, more relevant to you understanding of what these cards might mean for you through the day today. So we have that's something I didn't do, was sort out the lineup of where the cards are, the camera's sitting. I just realised that, whoopsie, and I have forgotten to get my, whoopsie, there we go, that's a bit better. And I have forgotten to draw the other card that I'll do right now. So here's our card that I do regularly as well. What if I fall? Oh, but darling, what if you fly? Isn't it just so beautiful seeing that bird at wing just taken off from that post? Whoops, let's have a look again. Let's get it into focus. There we go. It's just taken off from that fence post. It's beautiful, almost blending in the background to what is the sky there. It's about the colour of our sky here at the moment too. So it's absolutely beautiful. Lovely card. And yes, good morning, Rena. Lovely to have you here this morning on Friday. It is Friday. Exactly that. And Veronica, we've got you joining us as well. And it's a beautiful avatar there, your gorgeous photo. Thank you. There, it is Friday. Yes. And I am sending this out via the live streaming platform b.live using my eCam virtual camera feeding into the b.live. So for those of you who are familiar with the platforms, you may realise which is what. And it's going to my YouTube channel, my Ros Boundy page, the Ros Boundy profile, I think, yes, and the mytimetv.live in Facebook, those three destinations. And it's also going to the Body Soul app that is available for free for anybody to download and watch direct on there. It's a lovely app. I'm thoroughly enjoying joining in with that one. So good morning, Nat. Lovely to have you here. Ooh, have you changed your photo? I like that. It's showing some beach and some ocean or sea of some sort. I like water destinations. It's lovely to walk the beach. And good morning to you too, Deirdre. Lovely to have you here as well. Now, we're going to continue on with the cards. Now, this next one, I'm going to have to fix this squeaky chair. I can hear it. The Inner Soul Guidance Oracle deck that is created by Leanne and Deb. And this is the card that was drawn to being read this morning, card 33, power number. Bow and arrow, you're right where you need to be. So your direction is clear and you are on target. And especially partnering that with our card that we've got this morning. Whoops, I bumped my iPad with this one. But what if you fly? Take flight and know that whatever direction you're going to go in with that, it is the right direction, the right thing that you're doing. So I forgot to shut my door. Oops. So what we're going to do now as well is read these cards. Now, these are for those who may not know them. I know most of you will. It's the Gilded Reverie Lenormand, the Sarah Marchetti deck that I use. Gorgeous deck of cards. We have the, excuse me, tongue-tied. We have the cross in the home space. We've actually got the lilies in the workspace. We haven't had the lilies showing up for a while, so that's something new, fresh energy there. and that's in the workspace. We've got the bridges as our unexpected energy. The key, which we had in the last couple of days, is in our role this morning for the day today. So nice. And the fish, I like seeing the fish in that central spot, the outcome card, or that is the pivotal for what our messages are today. So let's go back in a sec to actually go into them in detail. And I'm just going to say good morning to Caitlin because I just saw you popping in. And we've also got Joe coming in as well. And Beth. Oh, that was a last minute just then. So hi, Beth. Okie dokies. And what does the cross mean to you? When you see that, do you think of the religious side of what a cross might mean, or is it just something that indicates to you about your faith and just the way that you understand your own spirituality? Because I'm just going into some of what has been my home base, my family foundations, and that has been with a Christian upbringing in the Methodist faith, Methodist Church to start with, and then it changed over in Australia to the Uniting Church. So that's starting to age me, isn't it? I'm no longer an active member in my church base, but there's something about what we learn as children that does bring in what we continue to understand as that foundation. So when I see it, it does bring a little bit of that connotation of religion into it. I'm not knocking it because I've just grown through and past that into my own understanding of what spirituality and faith and the whole what do we believe in. There's many things that we do over time as we grow and mature in our own understandings that we are unlearning some of what we've been brought up with. So I think this for us in our home space, it is the place and space that we spend most of our focused time in, as far as, well, the majority of us. So it is that comfort and home and rest your head and live most of your life. The important things. What we do in our workspace tends to be to support what we have as our home base. So really feel into what message are you getting by seeing this cross that is meaningful to you and brings in what is important in your home. So here we go as well. We've got Holly just joined as well saying hello. And we've got Rebecca, and you are in the US, aren't you? Yes, Central Time, so it's Thursday evening there. It's wonderful to be here from all over the world, being able to be all over the world and having our connections in that way. The same as there isn't any real boundaries or barriers anymore, as you know, in the way that we can reach it with the technology, but also in our understandings of what we bring into our home space. There's so much that's so inclusive now compared to what it was even 30, 20, 30, 40 years ago. So feel into that. What is Spirit letting you know as far as what's important when you see a cross? So we're shifting into the workspace with the lilies. I think it's also that connection that brings in from those who are previous in that workspace prior, the history of, because what a lily card can mean is along the lines of our ancestry, that is and brings into from our more that knowledge of our past into where we are now. So I'm feeling in that workspace, it's bringing more of the knowledge of what your workspace has experienced before. If you've created a new business from scratch, then you know all of it. If it's not something that you have and you've stepped into a role in a job, into a corporation or something that's got a long history, there will be some of that is part of what is the accepted or the regular ways, processes, procedures, all that sort of stuff. I think what it's suggesting to us today is to actually bring forward to your awareness some of that knowledge of what is that history of your workspace. What are you needing to recognize, acknowledge, and say thank you for? It's a peaceful card when you look at the lilies. To me, it really is a restful feeling in it. So I'm feeling that you need to be resting in what has been that more historical factor of what has been passed that you're with in your workspace now. And I do feel it is actually just that sense of thank you, that you have this work to be doing, that you are able to be part of what is the future steps forward that then become its history, if you understand that cycle of what I'm saying there. And Brandon, lovely to see you here. Thank you for popping in. But this is a general card spread reading. You tap into your spiritual connections and ask them to help guide you what the messages are. It's not an individual card reading. So moving from that, where we've got, and I do feel this, with the cross there and the feeling of the history, that the what is the past tense that we've learnt from to be able to move into, the home space, and also that influence of what is past history into our workspace. What we've got with the unexpected card that's bringing those moments into our day in the home and the work is more of it is time to cross the bridge with some of those memories, some of those learnings, and decide to keep moving forward. Like that our card is to take flight. What we've got here with the bow and arrow is to know that when we're moving forward, that that forward momentum of the arrow being pulled by us in the bow, it is that we are on the right direction and we are going to hit our target fully where we desire it to be. Have that intention, you're going to do the bullseye. It's almost like this here is part of that bullseye, and then continue to move it forward to the next bridge, to the next stage of whatever is going to come forward. So be aware of that for you specifically, that it's going to really bring forward a meaningful moment that you're going to decide, I'm flying with this and my target is going to be true. Okay, that is going to bring you the results. So, and especially with our role being the key, it is opening that door. It's having things prepped and ready. We've done the hard yards and got those steps that we've taken, and we are ready to unlock that door, open the gateway, really have that blossoming of what is the next stage, what is the next step in our life, and really hone in on that as being that intention. We are literally flying through, opening those gates, setting free what that bird was feeling in its imprisonment and taking that flight. We've got the key to set that free. So be that as your goal today, to unlock that door. Okay. That then moves into the abundance that we can feel with working with others, whether we're a lone fish in the sea or whether we're part of a school. It's all that energy flow that is surrounding us, that is connecting us. It's like the air we breathe, us being landlubbers, but it's the fish, the environment that's giving that ease of movement, flow, and getting together in schools to do what they need to as far as their feeding patterns or their presence in any space and place that actually is part of that environmental, that natural cycle of things. You know how some of the fish will be the eaters of the barnacles on a whale or things like that. It's that synchronicity, it's that symbiotic involvement with each other that we're needing to really have as this flow. And it will bring that perfect outcome that we're needing to, we'll witness that by the end of our day. As we see with a bow and arrow, once that arrow is in flight, you cannot stop it until it hits a target of whatever nature. Make sure it's hitting the right target. We've already seen that by this message that's on here. We are in the right pathway. We are hitting our target. And what we just need to do is set it free and fly with it, like that owl's message is to us. And yes, I did just notice that as well, Sarah. You're very good with those numbers, definitely. They are all in the 30s. So we definitely have the higher energy spectrum for it today. Have that focus. For each and every one of you, a beautiful spread of cards. Go back and really spend a little bit of meditation time with it if you need, just to focus on that spread. Put your eye to which one actually is your emphasis today, so that you can have that almost as a bit of a visual mantra. Even if you just take what is the bow and arrow words there and say, what is it? You're on target. Your direction is true. Even with the one that's the owl, what if you fly? Just put that intention out there. I'm flying high towards my target today. And who knows what you'll find by the end of the day as you reflect and think on and are grateful for what you've had through the day, what has been that outcome. It'd be wonderful to see some of your responses on that. I welcome having you put comments here for those, what by the end of the day did you actually have that you can reflect on, have happen, because, this does fit in. The cards did sort of indicate this or whatever. Don't live your life by the cards, though. Just live your life as you feel from your heart space, really, truly being you. So thank you for that comment there, Sarah. And thank you, Rena. You love the cross usually pops up when you have ceremony or circle planned. Wonderful. That's great. And it is a lovely spread. Thank you, Deirdre. Sue, thank you for that as well, too. And any who watch the replays, if you get this far, some probably don't, just have the time for seeing what the cards mean, and off they go. So it's wonderful. Thank you. And yes, see you tonight. Leanne and I will be on tonight. As far as I know, Leanne is able to join in, unless, of course, she might, she is still in the, what do you call that, the isolation from being a first contact or primary contact or whatever with someone who tested positive with the COVID. Life happens like that, doesn't it? So we haven't been able to head off on our road trip to Renmark. That has been postponed for any who were looking forward to it, and those will be contacted who are needing to be rescheduled when we know when we are actually going, because it does depend on, I think Leanne has to have some tests, those rats or the PCR thingies. See, I don't even know the terminology of it. I've tended to let that go by the by because I don't go anywhere. I don't need to, not much anyway. Look, you'll see the notification somewhere when we actually know the date for the Renmark trip for those who are anticipating us getting there. So that's coming up. Tonight it is still going to be 8:30 for the Friday's chat with Leanne and I, and that is individual card readings for those who are early enough. Those who are a bit late to, after the 8:30 p.m. Adelaide time. Okay, it's 8:30 p.m. Adelaide time on Ros Boundy's page, the mytimetv.live, and Leanne Winston's page. They're the three spaces we send to. And if you remember to leave a comment at the end of the day, I'll do that. I'm just wondering whether I should do a summary at the end of the day as well and do two. Don't know. It's a big commitment to do 2 live streams every day. But it's a thought that gives you an avenue to actually reflect. That's a thought. Thank you for that there, Deidre. And thank you, Veronica, for that sentiment. Thank yous. And yes, Shaz, you've popped in just as I'm finishing, but you can watch the replay if you so feel. And, Kevin, hi. You probably need to watch the replay as well. It doesn't take too long if you're just watching the actual reading section. And yes, it is. It's a disappointment for both of us. Everything does happen for a reason. Where we had booked our accommodation, it had a swimming pool, so I'm missing that opportunity. We won't know whether that same one's available again, so who knows. It will all be notified, as we know, by Spirit and then from us to you. So thank you for being here. Have a wonderful day. Just keep being the best you that you are. And, let yourselves fly. Don't worry about the falling. You won't. You'll fly and aim true. So thank you. Namaste till either tonight or tomorrow morning.